those of you that followed me for a while, you know that I've had a Subaru Outback that I didn't exactly like, and it's finally gone. We turned it in about 3 months ago, and now I've got my new daily driver. I'm crazy, right? Obviously this is a very different car than a Subaru Outback. What am I doing? What am I going to do when it snows? Well, I've done it once before in a Mustang with the winter tires, and I'll do it again with this year. I refuse to own a vehicle for conditions that happen about 3 or 4 days out of the year. I didn't really think about it a lot until a few months before I bought it, actually right before I bought it. But I've actually always wanted a Cayman since they were first introduced. The Boxsters were created in 1998, and it was a convertible only. For 2006 they made a coupe version, the Cayman. And while it's essentially the same car, they just look so much better in my opinion. What does it for me is the way the C-pillar has a sharp, hard line that goes from the roof all the way to the spoiler. Something about that, it just looks purpose-built to me. So I've wanted one ever since they came out in 2006, and it's always been in the back of my mind. To be honest, I never thought I'd be able to own a Porsche. I paid less for this car than most people pay for their cars new. And yes, it's 15 years old, but you know what? It has everything I want. It's a manual transmission. It's a quick little sports car. Drives well. I'm not carrying around an extra 3,000 pounds of vehicle that I don't need for 95% of what I need. And for the days when I do need some extra storage capacity, I rent an SUV for a couple days, or a minivan if I need a lot of room, or a truck. Why drive a car year-round that makes me unhappy and just isn't exciting when I don't have to? Yeah, I hear you saying, oh, you don't have any kids, or, you know, what do you do when it snows, or you can't fit anything in it, or it's impractical. Okay, well, first of all, just because it's a two-door doesn't mean you can't put kids in it. There's a little switch, you turn off the airbag, and you can put a child seat in the front seat. Practical, it's got 2 trunks. One in the front, which is actually bigger than you think it is. The one in the back is kind of a 2-partition type thing. It's got plenty of room for several bags. It's easy to park. I park better in this thing than most people do in their new vehicles, with cameras on every corner and sensors all over the place. The only time this car beeps at me is if I'm low on gas because I've been driving it too much. I have to admit, when I first got this, coming out of the Subaru, which comparatively rode like a pillow, I really honestly asked myself, did I make a wrong choice? Because, yeah, it rides a little stiffer. It's not as soft and cushy as a Subaru. And you know what? A lot of people like the soft and cushy ride, and I get it. When you're commuting and you just want to zone out, you get from point A to point B. Yeah. Sometimes I wish it had a softer ride, but all it takes is ducking into a corner and not having the body roll and feel like it's going to fall over when you're doing more than 40 miles an hour. That makes it worth it. So what's the purpose of this video? Well, it's an introduction video. This is my daily driver. It's my only car. My goal with this series is to show you just how practical it really is as a daily driver. Some quirks, some inconveniences, some benefits, and I'd love to take your questions. What kind of things have you ever wondered about owning a sports car? Can only rich people own them? It can't really be your only vehicle, can it? How expensive is it to run? I'm going to answer a lot of these questions in the upcoming videos. Please send me your questions. Tell me how wrong I am.